Welcome to The Agenda, our final show for 2017, a chance to look forward to 2018. With me is Jay Clark from the Herald Sun, and some exciting times as we look forward, Jay.
Pretty important trade and exchange period, I think, Chriso, for the Pies coming up, and that's bringing in new talent and also keeping the existing. Now, Mason Cox is currently out of contract, Chriso. The Pies absolutely must keep this man because otherwise it potentially leaves them, Chriso, exposed in the big man area. So Grundy and Cox, we saw some growth, some excitement there from Mason Cox
the last couple of games, season, didn't we?
And they can tandem now. If he does go, he's out of contract at the moment, potentially is a big issue for the Pies. In terms of bringing players in, I think there's a twofold strategy here. One, they throw the kitchen sink at getting Tom Lynch, and that could happen this pre-season. So Gold Coast Tom Lynch is arguably the best young key forward in the business. Imagine him and Darcy Moore playing together in the same forward line. So he's a free agent next year. Okay. Gold Coast won't get a lot for him. So I think a lot of clubs asking the question this summer to try and get him out of there.
Okay, so that's one key forward. What else does the group, the list need?
Well, as we sort of mentioned in the last show, ground ball gets inside forward 50 in the forward half of the ground. Has been an issue because Elliott and Fasola do play sort of above their shoulders really for smaller forwards. So a high pressure, a quick, a crumbing forward, potentially like a Devon Smith at GWS, being asked to take a pay cut up there at the Giants. He's one who can be brought in as a free agent for nothing. So he'd be one to be taken. Ideally a Charlie Cameron type from Adelaide, that guy who just can apply elite pressure, get to the feet of Darcy Smith. He'd be ideal. He might be going to Brisbane. The last one, mate, is Jake Lever. So I think Melbourne and Collingwood are in particular up to their eyeballs in Jake Lever.
So here we go. So we've got Tom Lynch, Jake Lever and Charlie Cameron.
I said it was a multifaceted strategy. You don't put all your eggs in one basket, Chris, so you've got to have a couple of conversations happening at the same time. Jake Lever's intercepting half back. Maybe that then moves... Yeah, but where does that leave Matthew Scharenberg? I think he takes that position. So maybe he then gets traded. But there are some big question marks there. But I think keeping Mason Cox becomes pretty important. In terms of the squad as it is at the moment, where do you see the growth, Chris?
Well, it's got to come internally. And I think the positive is that in terms of the senior players that played even over the last 5 or 6 weeks, there's 19 players that have played less than 100 games. 19. And that's the exciting part. And even players like Taylor Adams still hasn't played 100 games, and we've already seen his ability not only to play but to lead, and he could well be a future captain of the club. But players like Brodie Grundy is just coming into his own. Jamie Elliott has only played 89 games. Will Hoskin-Elliott 74, and then you get down to Maynard, who's only played 51, and one guy I'm going to talk about a little later is Jordan De Goey. Played 50. And then you got the debutants of this season. And it was great in the last 5 or 6 games to get Callum Brown into the team, to get Josh Dacos into the team, and your man, Cale Kirby, who played the last game. Now, he didn't have a great day, let's be frank.
Taste of what's to
come. He's 18 years of age, and he's shown in the VFL what he can do. And I think looking forward to 2018, he could be an exciting prospect. And you talk about a small forward with defensive pressure that can kick goals, ground ball gets. I think he's our man. I don't think we need to get a Charlie Cameron or anyone else, or even a Devon Smith. But Cale Kirby, with a big pre-season, gets himself super fit. I think he could be that man, and that's the exciting part. So
two players can ask you quickly about Tom Phillips and James Aish. Are they best 22? How do you see their future?
At their best, I think they're in that mix. And I think that Phillips, what he's shown is that he's got that magnificent running capability. He just needs to be and work on his composure and be measured in different times. I think sometimes he gets it and kicks it too quickly, but if he learns to be a bit cooler and calmer in those situations, I think he could be a very good player. And Asian is a bit in the same boat. I think he's certainly got plenty of potential. So I think they are in the mix to be part of the best 22 if everyone's fit. So.
We love talking about the draw, Chriso.
We do. Now, let's talk about this because it is important. Collingwood did finish 13. What are the implications of that?
Bottom 6 spot means they get a softer draw for 2018, Chriso. So we saw Richmond and Essendon catapult into the top 8 from getting a bottom 6 position and a softer draw from last year, of course. So the Pies will only play one top 6 side twice, and we'll play a maximum of 3 bottom 6 sides twice. that can be a bit tough to get your head around. Essentially, it means fewer games against higher ranked teams. So there will be a chance there for some softer kills and some rebounding back into the top 8. And also, this will be a blockbuster. Round 1 next season, Pies fans. I think the Pies have in fact requested to take on Melbourne, who they just beat in round 23. It would be a blockbuster. 80,000 people, I think, would be there. And then Melbourne would host the home game, of course, for the traditional Queen's Birthday Monday clash, the Neil Danaher's Big Freeze at the G. So round 1, Pies fans, circle that one. But I think overall, it just might be a kind of draw for 2018.
Now, our final segment for 2017 is a bold statement. Now, I want you to kick it off. Bold statement for 2018. Away you go, son.
All right. I think the All-Australian selectors can lock in Jamie Elliott as an All-Australian half-forward flanker for next year. Now, we saw Eddie Betts and Neville Jetta sort of be in the squad for this year. Jamie Elliott on his day, I reckon, is the best sort of player of his type in the competition. And when he is out on the park, Chriso, we see he averages 1.5, 2 goals a game. He gets some consistency. He again had some injury issues with his back and his ankle, of course. When this man puts together a full season, I think he's in the best 22 players in the competition, Chriso. So he's led the goal. He's led the goal kicking again, 34 goals from 17 games this year. I think when he plays a full season, he can kick upwards of 50, maybe even 60 goals a year, Chris. So hard matchup.
I agree 100%. He's an absolute star. And against Melbourne in the last game, 10 marks, 20 disposals, 3 goals. I reckon he really put it together.
He sort of, I think he marked on the lead, or he picked up on the lead, and then that high-angled snap under pressure from Tommy McDonald. Mwah.
My bold prediction is that I have got the 2018 Copeland Trophy winner.
Who?
Already marked, already done. They might as well give it to him now.
Best and fairest for next year.
Jordan De Goey.
Wow, that's a big call.
We have seen the emergence of Jordan De Goey in 2017.
Tough year.
Well, it was a tough start to the year, there's no question, with him getting into trouble. But
what do you like about him?
Well, look, I'm not saying he's as good as these players, but he plays like these players, and that's the exciting part. And the names I'm going to mention to you, I'm elevating him a bit. Dangerfield, Martin, Fife.
Really?
Now, as I say, I don't know, he's not as good as those players yet, but he plays in that style. He's aggressive, he's strong, he's powerful, and his ability to emerge from congestion with speed, and he's got good skills. And what he is, he's very good overhead. So he's that type of player like a Dangerfield or a Martin that you can put forward to take a mark and kick a goal. So I'm really excited about Jordan De Goey.
Or you like him midfield forward?
No, I think full-time midfielder with the odd time just poke forward to try and kick a goal or two. But I'm really excited about what Jordan De Goey might produce in 2018.
Big call, Chris. So big year for the Pies next year. Nathan Buckley re-signed for 2018 on a 2-year deal. It's going to be a big pre-season, mate.
Now, we are out of time, Jay, but you have been absolutely outstanding in 2017.
You steer a good ship, my friend.
Now, hopefully we'll be back surely in 2018, given we've been so good in 2017.
Oh, you'd hope so. Thanks to all the fans for watching.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks to all the team behind the scenes in Braden and Lukey. They've done an outstanding job.
Great, man.
Have a great post-season, and we'll see you bright in 2018.